Okay, so I wanted to record this painting. This is the painting that I will be doing today. I'm just going to be doing my moon a little bit differently, but that is the painting that we are going for. So the main colors that I'll be using in this painting will be black, white, and blue. And I really enjoy these colors. They're thicker. They're by Master's Touch. And you can get these at Hobby Lobby. So it's titanium white, permanent black, and this ultramarine blue. So those are the three colors that I'm going to be using today. So if you can see in this painting, you can see that the moon is a little bit smaller compared to the whole picture. But I like a little bit more drama in my paintings at times. So I'm going to make my moon just a little bit bigger. And since I can not seem to ever draw a perfect circle, I'm just going to be using a cup to draw out or trace around my moon. So I'm going about a thumb length down and just to the right of the canvas just a little bit, if you can see that. So I'm just going to take a pencil and I'm just going to trace it. Just hope that I don't mess this up. But remember, we are painting, so I mean, if it's not perfect, it's fine because you'll be able to get it in the painting. All right, so I've got my moon drawn out. So now let's get to painting. So I am going to add some blue. Some black, if I can get it opened. And I'm actually going to do two sections of black just because I want one section of just very clean black for my trees. And then just some white. All right. So I'm going to be using this flat brush. It's probably about half an inch wide. So just a flat painter's brush here. And I'm going to start with the top. So the top is like a blue color. So I'm going to achieve that color, I'm going to grab some of this blue, just a little bit of white, maybe a little bit more white. There we go. And then just a touch of this black. And you're going to get like this grayish bluey color. Now remember, whenever you are doing your paintings, they do not have to look 100% to the picture. So these are your paintings, so you just make them how you want. So I'm just going to go across this side to side like this. And I'm going to go about right here, about a quarter way down my canvas. And I'm sorry if you can hear my dogs in the background. Now this paint is really thick, so I'm going to pick up just a little bit of clean water to do this. And it just thins it out a little bit because I did work with really thick paint. And if you hit your circle a little bit, your moon a little bit, it's fine, because we can go back and paint over it. I'm having to pick up my canvas just a little bit because I've got this knot. This that holds my canvas, it's messing it up. And don't forget to paint your tops, y'all, because if you go to hang this, you don't want a lot of white showing. All right, so just going in some more paint here. Just picking up some more blue as I go. Picking up a little bit more black and white. And I'm just currently just mixing some paint right now because I'm almost out. Now, if you want to do, you know, maybe a lighter sky or maybe a little bit of a darker sky, you can do that. I mean, this is your painting. You're just going to do this exactly how you want to do it. Stop, y'all. Boys, knock it off. All right, we're getting there. All right, so as we work our way down, it looks like that we're just gonna start picking up more of this bluish, whitish color and just get it on there like this. And the further that you work down, the more white we are going to add. So I'm just kind of doing just a little crisscross motion through here, splattering paint everywhere as I go too, looks like. And we're just working on blending this in right here. Because what this does by doing this little bit of a crisscross pattern, it just adds some texture to your paint here. And again, I'm just adding a little bit of water to mine just because my paint is very, very thick. So if you don't have that problem, don't worry about adding any water to yours. So as I'm continuing to work down, I'm just continuing to make my paint lighter and lighter. To where I'm basically to where I almost have just like a solid white grayish paint at the very bottom, because right here is where our trees are going to go. And And I'm actually going to grab a little bit more white because I am almost out. All right. And if you have a little bit of blue in there, it's fine. And I have not at any point during this painting have I rinsed my brush. I've just been working with a dirty brush the whole time. So don't feel like you have to stop every 2 seconds to, you know, wash your brush and things of that nature. Unless there's a lot of paint on your brush left and you're not really wanting to carry that into your next section, you know, by all means, but I've just been working with a dirty brush this whole time. So I'm just painting my whole entire background right now is what I'm doing. And I don't know if you can really tell in the video, but I just have like some white going through here, some blues, just a hint of blue, and that's perfectly fine. Something else that I want to share with you too is whenever you're painting, make sure to check your paint because some of these paints will not come out of your clothes. So make sure if you don't want to ruin something that you're wearing that's very nice, make sure to either wear old clothes or wear something that can go over your nice clothes. Just a food for thought. All right, so now that I have my whole entire canvas, the background painted, I'm gonna work on my moon next. So I can still see here where I have a little bit of my markings from my pencil. And I'm actually gonna just go back in with a little bit more of this blue because I noticed that I missed a little section right here. Just touch this up right here. So I also have a little bit of white in my brush and that's okay. I can just pick up a little bit more blue, a little bit more black that I'm going to be mixing together. And just so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just mixing the blue, the black, and then a little bit of the white to achieve this color. And again, since my paint is a thicker paint, I'm just watering it down some. And if you have a combination of the colors, that's perfectly fine too. So however you want to do your painting is perfectly fine. All right, so now that I got the spot here, I'm just gonna blend this in right here. All right, for this next step for my moon, I am going to rinse off my brush just so that I'm not carrying in a lot of that blue and black into my painting here. So I'm just picking up white paint and I'm going to start working on my moon. Now, if your moon doesn't come out perfectly circle, that's okay too. Because right now we're just going to add some of this in here. There, that's good enough. Okay, so now that I have my moon painted white, I'm going to actually take my rag for this next step. You can use a rag, or you can use a wadded up paper towel, just anything that you can find in your household. And what I'm going to do on this step here is I'm going to dab the corner of my rag here in this white. And I'm just going to pick up some of this blue black right here. And I think I want just a tad bit more blue. So if you can see, I'm making like these little dots. And what this is going to do is just add texture to our moon. And you can see that already we're getting some pretty colors in here. So if you can see that, it's got some texture inside the moon to kind of give it more like of a crater look. I'm just picking up more black, and I'm just kind of sporadically just putting this here in different spots. So add just a little bit more blue. And I'm just going in with my blue and just different little spots, because I don't want to cover up the whole blackish grayish area that I just made here. So just going in with a few spots there. All right, sorry I keep up in the camera, guys. I've got this tripod really close to my foot here. So I'm going to bring this in just a little bit closer so you can see. And I'm actually going to clean this up just a little bit around here. There. And I noticed at the top up here that I have a little bit of a missing spot. So if you guys get some missing spots on your canvas where, you know, you might have missed a little paint, that's okay. You can always go back in and fill them back in. Like right here, I noticed right next to my moon. There we go. All right, so I've just stuck my paintbrush into the water. I'm gonna rinse it out. Blend this a little bit. There we go. And right now I'm just touching up a couple spots that I see on the canvas that I couldn't see before. This lighting is good for the painting, but it's hard for me to see everything that I'm doing. So I've noticed that I miss a couple spots here and there that I usually wouldn't miss, but it's okay. Just nothing a little paint won't fix. We're going to paint us some happy little strokes here, as Bob Ross would say. All right, there we go. All right, so that part is completed. On your moon, feel free to do it however you like. If you want to just keep a solid white moon, you can do that. If you want to add any color to it like I just did, you can do that as well. Okay, so now that we have finished up our moon, my next step is to go in with my trees. And you can see that these trees here, I don't know if you can tell in the picture or not. So looks like we're just going to go down with a line, and then we're just going to go side to side with the branches all the way across. And just work on the very bottom here. So what I'm going to use for my trees is a fan brush. I'm not really sure what size this one is. Okay, this is a number 6 fan brush, and it's also by Masters Touch. But realistically, just about any fan brush will work. And if you don't have a fan brush, you can also use a flat brush for this step too. So I'm just going to go in with just black paint. So let's do that. So I'm going to load my brush up. Excuse me, can't talk. Now I might have to get more black paint in a minute. I have a feeling I'm going to. All right, so your trees, if you think about trees in the woods, you'll notice that no trees are all the same size, shape, color, all that. So on this painting, all of our trees are going to be black, but feel free to play with your trees. You know, do different colors, maybe make one a little bit fuller, one a little bit more shaggy looking. It's really up to you on how you want to do your tree. So I'm going to start this one probably closest to my moon, the center tree, and I'm just going to draw a line all the way down the center here. And I'm just going to pick up some more paint, and using just the side of my brush here for the smaller branches, I'm just going to start just working side to side and like in a dabbing motion, okay? And then I'll go back in and then just, you know, fill in the little naked spots. So this is what we're doing right now. We're just dabbing our tree all the way across. And if you notice in the picture, the bottom was like really heavy. So we're just going to dab this really good at the bottom to kind of make like our ground. All right, so picking up some more black paint here. I'm just going to go back in and then just fill in a couple more spots to make my tree look a little bit fuller. But if you like, you know, a little bit more of a naked tree, you know, then by all means, this is your painting. You do it how you wish. But I do like a little bit of a fuller tree, so we're gonna make this guy a little bit thicker with 3 C's. All right. Let's see. I think I'm about happy with him. And at any point, if you feel like your painting is starting to look a little crazy, just take a second, you know, move back from the painting, look at it from a distance, and then you can kind of see, you know, where you might want to touch up a couple extra spots. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the guy. I think he looks pretty good here. All right, so we got our first tree done. So I'm gonna go and work on my second tree. And this guy I'm gonna bring about right here. So do my straight line down. And listen, y'all, your line does not have to be perfect, okay? No tree trunk is perfectly straight. And again, I'm gonna work from the side, the very corner of my brush here. If you can see, I'm just gonna work from the very corner. And I'm gonna bring you guys in just a little bit closer so you can really see. Get in on this action, because I can't zoom in. Okay, I'm sorry. I tried. All right, so anyway, so back to this. So just using the corner of my brush here, I'm just kind of working side to side, just kind of getting my base layer on here. And then I'll go back and fill him in a second. Hopefully I'm not getting in the way. And then just again, very heavy on the bottom. All right, so let's go back in and fill in a couple extra spots. So I'll do something here. All right, so let's just do this right here. What is that Bob Ross says? Making all these little happy little trees. Something like that. And if y'all can see, like you can kind of watch me going down in each position like a crisscross, just to make the tree look a little bit fuller. Just loading a little bit more paint in my brush. And then now I'm going to step back for my painting and just kind of see where I might want to add just, you know, a couple more touches on him. Looks a little naked there. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. I don't know. I think he's looking pretty good. Trees are fairly pretty easy to get. Just don't overthink it. That's the thing. All right, so I got me a shorty here, got me a tall guy, and then I think I'm just gonna go this one. I think I'm gonna go bring him just a little bit taller. All right, back down the center. The same thing, working with the corner of my brush until I can get to the bottom, okay? Because if you work all the way across, you're just gonna have a huge like tree limbs all the way at the top, and it's gonna look probably a little funky, but hey, if you do, no judgment. This is a judge-free zone, okay? All right, heavy on the bottom. I'm just gonna go and take that across. All right, so now just going back in and filling in the spots. Now, if you want to have a lot of fun with this one, if you want to make this like a winter starry night, whatever, you can always go back and add in some stars. You can always go back in and add some white on your black once you know it's dried overall. You can go add in some snow, or you can just leave it as is, you know, if you would like to try to maybe use it all year round. I'm gonna go heavy on the bottom here. Okay, hit that spot right there. That's real naked. Let's see. All right, yeah. Okay, so there is that. And I'm just going back and just looking, y'all. I'm just looking to see if I'm happy overall with him. I'm calling it a him. It could be a girl too, right? Maybe, I don't know. All right, so I finished those three. And I'm just adding some more black paint here because I'm almost out. All right, so for this next one, I think I'm gonna do me a little guy probably about right here. So and I'm just gonna go ahead and take my ground all the way down, just all the way across. Don't forget to paint your bottoms, y'all. I usually do this while I'm doing my painting, but since I'm kind of limited on time and I'm fixing to teach the actual real class here in just a minute, I'll probably go finish my sides after the fact, but I usually do this as I go just so that I don't forget. Because if you end up really liking your painting and you just wanna hang it on the wall, you wanna make sure that the sides have been painted in Otherwise, you're just going to have a wonky looking painting on the wall, but yeah, it's up to you. If you like things to look a little different, you know, again, it's your painting. You do what you want. All right, so all I'm doing now is just, again, just adding, I guess, like leaves. I don't really know what you call it on these trees. My husband's a tree expert. He'd probably say, Sheena, that's not leaves. It's a spruce tree, or I don't know. I don't know what these are called. It's a tree. All right, so I'm pretty happy with this guy right here. So I think my next one, I'm just gonna make him just a little bit taller. All right, so let's go in with him. And I actually almost kind of like him like this. All right, let's just add a couple things in here. He might feel left out that he looks the shaggiest out of all of them. Oh, that one got a little away from me. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, so I think I'm gonna do one more guy here, and I think I'm just gonna make him a big thick guy. So I think I wanna take him about up here and just work my way down. All right. Scout, oh my God. I don't know if y'all could heard that, if y'all heard that, but my dog is really gassy, so I apologize. He has no manners, the kid. All right. So now, a little bit more paint. I think I want to work on this side first and then go the other side since he's right on the corner. Okay. Working on the corner of these canvases can be really difficult at times because they don't always want to cooperate. Anyways, we're going to do what we can though. Yeah, so that's basically about it, y'all. I mean, an easy painting, and I wanted to start off with an easier painting just to kind of, so you can kind of see the flow of things, how I do things typically when I'm working on the painting. I just want to go back in a couple spots with him. He looks a little bigger. There we go. Yeah, so that's basically it right there, y'all. That's pretty much a finished painting here. You can feel free to go back and, you know, make any touch-ups. So let me share with you how I would either do stars or snow. So once this black had, you know, is dried, I would definitely clean my brush, get all the black out of it for sure. So let me do that. I want to leave this one as this, but I do want to show you an example just in case. So once your black trees have dried, I would just basically load my fan brush up with some white and just lay it on there thick, just in different spots. If you want to do the whole tree, you can. But if you already have, you know, a little bit of thicker trees and then you go back in with your white, it can make your tree look really not tree, because you've just got so much paint loaded up on the canvas. But I would just basically just go in and out in some areas of this tree. And another trick, since we do have like this bluey, grayy looking sky, you could always add in your white with just a touch of that blue and black in some places to kind of give it that highlight of the sky. So that's one thing that you could do. Another thing that you could do is, if you wanted to do stars, is just to take, I guess you call the butt of the paintbrush here, just dip it in your white and just make little dots all over for your sky. But if you wanted to do a winter scene and you wanted to do the snow on the trees, snow falling from the sky, the best way to do that would be to either get an old toothbrush or use your paintbrush. And I'm telling you guys, trust me when I say this, very little goes a long way. So you would just take a little bit of white in a corner and then you would just load it in with water and make it a little watery. And then you would just, you know, get your brush fully loaded of that watered down white, and you would just tap it on your canvas. And that can be messy. So if you are going to do that, make sure that you're working on a complete flat surface so that paint isn't splattering everywhere. Trial and error, just trust me when I say that. So again, just lay your canvas flat down and then just slowly tap it. And once you run out, just reload it with more of that watery white and just go. And you can make the snow as light or as heavy. So obviously if you want heavier snow, you just keep tapping on there, keep tapping. And then that'll give you more of a wintry look. So those are a couple options for your canvas. Or if you like this, you can just leave it as is. But basically this canvas is completed. I didn't go paint my sides on this one, but it's fine, it's not a big deal. This is just like a practice run. So yeah, it's done. Hopefully you guys could learn something from this. And then if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Or if you would like to schedule a painting class with me, let me know. We can definitely do that. Hope you guys have a great week.